Well, I'd like you to welcome to the podium Puhirake Ihaka, who is the chairman of the O Tamataha Trust, and we will start to get a perspective from the local hapu.
Thank you. E papaki tu ana ngā tai ki maua. I whakanuku hi, I whakaneke. I whiuarere te e hotu a wahine rua ki te wai. Ki tai wiwi, ki tai wawa, ki tai papaki ona. Ki te whai au, ki tau marama, ti hei Māori ora. E tuatahi, e tautoko ngā mihi ki te runga roawa te mātua nui tarangi. Nānai nei mana ki tātou i ngā wā katoa. Ko e hoki te timatanga me te mitongo ngā mea katoa, nō reira e te atua katamei. E mi ana hoki ki te kingi, ko tūhei tia, tana hoa ko ata whai, tana whānau, o te rā te kahui ara ki whānui tonu. Nō reira e mihi ana ki a rātou, paungare. Ki ngā mate o te motu kua mena atu ki te pō. Haere aruna. Haere atuna. Nō reira, e tuake nei I rungi te kaupapa o tēnei pō. E tuatahi kei te mihi atu ki a koe, e te rangatira takitokana, e hui kākahu mo tō whakatau, mo tō mihi. Mo tō karakia. I rungi te kaupapa o te pōnei. Ka mihi ake rā ki ngā rangatira o te hahi mihi ngari. Archbishop Moxon, Bishop Kātene, Bishop Hedge, tēnā koutou. Kia koutou rā ngā rangatira o Tauranga Moana. Ngā rangatira Māori, ngā rangatira Pākehā. Ko tai mai nei I tēnei pō I runga te kaupapa. He kaupapa whakahira mo tātou katoa. Nō reira, tēnei te mihi nui, kia koutou mō tō taimai, mō tō tautoko. Kia mātou o ngā tangata whenua o tēnei wai. Nō reira, kura mā, kui mā, rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. I guess it's something that we as tangata whenua have been looking for something that we have always wanted in terms of this place, as we call O Tamataha. If you like, a reconciliation of everything that's happened to our people, to the tangata whenua, as we describe them as mana whenua. Mai rano, which means in ancient times, pre-European, right up until now. You have heard a presentation from Alistair, a researcher who has spent many hours finding out exactly what, in his opinion, was the truth behind the history of this place. You have heard from the Archbishop, his presentation from the church's, Anglican Church's point of view, and what their actions are will be moving forward. But all those have or are connected to a time probably starting in the early 1800s when the Pākehā came to New Zealand. Prior to that, this place was occupied by people, Māori, of this area, the tangata whenua of this area. So firstly, I just want to explain who the Otamataha Trust are. And it's made up of 2 hapu. Those hapu have been mentioned quite a lot this evening thus far, and they are Ngati Tapu and Ngai Tamarawaho. I stand here before you representing the Ngati Tapu side, or part of the trust. In Māori, most people, tangata whenua of the city tend to belong to a lot more than just one hapu. However, for the purposes of this evening, I speak to you on behalf of Ngati Tapu. Ko wai Ngati Tapu. Who was or who is Ngati Tapu? I have only a short time this evening to give my dissertation, my presentation, so it will be very, very condensed and brief. In terms of this place, Otamataha, Ngati Tapu's connection descends from an ancestor. We started from an ancestor of Kino Morua. Kino Morua was the son of Kinanui, who was the chief of Ngati Ranganui, the part of Ngati Ranganui who occupied Moa, our mountain, and other areas, of course. After Ngai Tarangi came here, and there were battles, Ngai Tarangi spread throughout the whole of the Moana, and for many generations they lived together and intermingled. In terms of getting back to Kino Morua, and normally we do our whakapapa in Te Reo Māori, but I'll just give you a brief an attempt in English so that you will understand. That Kino Morua had a daughter called Ngā Pare Taua. She married a man called Hikarukitai, who was from Te Whānau Apanui, down from the Eastern Bay, Bay of Plenty. There's a story about why that marriage. That's for another time. They had a son called Puhirake, of whom I'm named after. A line of Puhirake within the whakapapa. He had a son called Te Ruru. Te Ruru was the man who was brought up down in the Eastern Bay of Plenty, in Waimana, around that area. He came up to Tauranga Moana, back to where his grandmother came from, and settled in this area here, around this area. He married a lady called Kino Moiangi, and through that marriage they had a son called Tapu Kino, from which the name Ngati Tapu comes from. So that's the derivation of the name Ngati Tapu. And from Ngati Tapu to me, there are 13 generations of direct ascendancy. Nō reira, e tuaki nei tihei Māori ora. at a time when the Europeans first came, and I should finish that part of it by saying, and then the pā site of Otamataha was established here around that time, and also incorporated the other hapu of Ngāti Ranganui, Ngai Tamarawa, because in many other of the whakapapa lines there is a connection between the two hapu, very close ones. Again, I won't go into those. So that pā was set up on this spot, and we're probably talking about 450, 500 years ago. The Europeans arrived here in the early 1800s. In 1828, the pā site was sacked, was overrun by Ngati Maru from Hauraki tribes, Ngati Maru Tuahu from Paeroa Thames area. And it was a very great massacre of some 600-700 of our ancestors. From that time on, the pā was never settled again as a pā, was never lived in as a pā, because it became a very, very sacred Ngati Tapu place. 10 years later, as you saw from the other presentations, the Anglican Church and Archdeacon Brown arrived. But the people of Ngati Tapu and Ngai Tamarawa were still living here. They still lived on the lands outside of the pā site. They still grew their vegetables. They still harvested their food, etc. When the Anglican Church, when the CMS, Church Missionary Society, Aroha Mai, I refer to them as the Anglican Church. It was the Church Missionary Society with Archdeacon Brown, who came here. When that transaction was made, yes, I refer back to a question of one of the audience asked, and I also refer to the explanations given by Alistair and the Archbishop. From our point of view, that giving of land, as we refer to it, was not a transaction in the way that we see it in terms of paying a price for land. It was the gifting of the land to the CMS, for the CMS to use for the education, both religious and secular education, of Māori people and Pākehā people as they arrived, as they settled. They were to use that land in trust for that purpose. As the reciprocal action, there was a gift that was made by the CMS. I'm referring to this from the perspective of tangata whenua. They considered it a gift, an exchange of gifts. We gift you the land, you gift us something in return, and we both benefit from the beginning, and we both agree that the use of the land will be for us both. That is, in essence, through our kōrero and our research, which is mainly oral, and from all our older people, is the way that we saw it, or they saw it. And it was the way that, hence, in 1864, when the battles took place, in 1865, when the Tauranga Lands Confiscation Act took all the lands, and you heard the summary of how the land went to the Crown, some went back to the CMS, and so on, and it all eventually ended up out of tangata whenua's hands anyway. So that's just to give some clarity of how we saw it. Ngati Tapu, in today's world, we don't no longer live in the city as such. There might be a few people who have general land sections in the city, which used to be Te Papa. Most of our people is over in Matapihi, and there was a slide on the screen of a painting by Horatio Gordon Robley of Matapihi. That was the past site that the survivors of that massacre in 1828, who did get away, went over to Matapihi and stayed there. And the name of that pa at that time was called Te Mania, at the end of the peninsula. And we still live there today. However, as O Taumataha Trust, we wish to seek, our aspirations are to come to a conclusion in terms of this place that we're sitting on right now, O Taumataha, and Taumata Kahawai, in terms of our relationship with the Anglican Church and Te Kohinga. And may I say that also add that the relationship with Te Kohinga has been very, very beneficial to us in terms of the research that has come out of it and the spirit of kotahitanga that we are carrying out, what we're doing at the moment. So thank you very much to Kohinga, to the Anglican Church. I'll end my presentation on that. Lord Ada, ka mihi te nui, ka nui te mihi, te aroha ki a koutou katoa, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.